Hey everyone, so in this video we're going to be looking at different types of goods. First, we're going to recall what we learned about positive externalities, where the market tends to underprovide goods that have positive externalities. And when goods are free, society also tends to overuse them. And we're going to keep these in mind and look at it later on. So two concepts are used in the classification of different types of goods: excludable and rival in consumption. Excludable means that access to the good can be controlled, and only excludable goods can have prices. So for example, a producer might set the price for an apple to be very high, and in that case, some groups of people might not be able to afford the apple, and as a result, their access to the good is controlled. Rival in consumption means that one person's ability to use a good limits another person's ability to use it. So, for example, if I eat an apple, nobody else will be able to eat that apple because I've already consumed it. So with that in mind, we can categorize the four different types of goods. Private goods are excludable and they are rival in consumption. Club goods are excludable, but they are not rival in consumption. Common goods are not excludable, but they are rival in consumption, and public goods are not excludable and also not rival in consumption. So some examples of public goods include public parks or highway systems, which I'll talk about more later on. And so because producers can't prevent access to the good, people can choose not to pay for it. And these people are called free riders. The reason why they're not paying is because free riders would much rather be bystanders receiving the positive externality of the good rather than paying market participants. And this issue is called the free rider problem. This problem can be solved through compelling contribution. So some producers might implement a strategy where they ask for donations. So they can encourage consumers to pay a small sum of money in order to use a good. But sometimes the government actually intervenes to obligate the contributions through taxation. So the example that I mentioned before, highway systems, they can be converted into toll roads. And by charging the toll, the government is actually making the good excludable since they're adding a price tag to it. And therefore, the good behaves more like a club good. So some examples of club goods include like a golf club or country club, something like that. And all of these goods have a maximum capacity. And once the good is nearing that capacity, consumers have to compete over the scarce goods, and therefore it behaves more like a private good. Now, another type of good is the common good, which is not excludable, but rival in consumption. And so since these goods are free, they're vulnerable to being overused, leading to the tragedy of the commons. So as you can see from the diagram on the right, if a common good is reaching its maximum carrying capacity, then it could lead to the depletion of resources and a negative impact on the environment. And this problem can be solved by converting the common good into a private good by, again, adding a price tag to it and making it excludable.